Today I'm here with Sara Munro, who's head of Company of Strangers and creator of Company of Strangers, their fashion label, and she was at Olga the school and attended from 1991 to 1995. So thank you so much for being here today.
That's right, thanks for having me.
So do you have a fondest memory from St Hilda's?
My fondest memory, I can think of some not so fondest memories, like the 7-minute run, or hiding in the cleaning cupboard. Not going to assembly. Didn't actually get caught. Which was okay. I didn't do that. I was joking.
Okay. How did St Hilda's help you to get you where to? Oh, can I sleep? How does St Hilda's help you to get? Oh, I can't say. I'm so nervous. How does St Hilda's help you to get you to where you are today?
I think St Hilda's had a really large role in helping me be who I am, because it was a really supportive environment, and they really challenged me in some of the decisions that I was making when I kind of got to about 16 and I decided that I wanted to leave school early and just go straight to fashion school, and they really encouraged me to stay, but they actually changed the format of teaching, so I actually got to take a work experience subject.
Wow.
And so every Thursday for my whole year 13 I was allowed to go and work. I worked for a photographer and I worked for Tanya Carlson, and that really kept my interest in school, because I actually, like, in retrospect, would have been so immature if I had left. It would have been too much for me, I think. And so I think helping me become confident and sure that I was doing the right thing is really important.
When you're at St Hilda's, did you ever imagine that you would be where you are now?
Not really.
Not back
I
in
hoped.
probably.
Yeah, I hoped that I'd be successful. I was always quite driven and kind of determined and stroppy, so which is quite good traits. But no, I hoped that I would be able to achieve what I wanted. Yeah.
Is there any advice you would give students wanting to go into the fashion industry?
Lots of hard work. It's all about, I think the fashion industry is all about who you know, so it's really about making the right connections as well as getting the right skills and the right knowledge, but making the right connections with people, but getting the right experience and experiencing all facets of the fashion industry, because there are a lot of different parts to it. And you can be in the fashion industry without actually having to be the designer as well. It's a really amazing industry with lots of different moving parts. So, try and dabble in everything and see what your strengths are before kind of jumping in. And it's a tough industry.
Would you recommend doing some business papers as well as doing fashion?
Yeah, I think it's very important. Economics is very important in fashion, obviously, because it's a consumer-driven industry. You really need to know about financing and about how to run a business, how to manage people. All that stuff's really important. So I would have done that. I've even been thinking about doing an MBA just to understand and help my business work better.
Yeah.
And use my business as a topic, but it sounds like a lot of work.
Do you believe that your industry is dominated by women or men, and would you like to see a change in that?
Well, what's great about the fashion industry is that it's very much female dominated. So I don't know, I do like working with guys. There's a lot of women, so I haven't really had that. A lot of friends that work in other industries have really felt that they're secondary to men, with pay rates and things like that. But I've never really experienced that in my industry, so I'm quite lucky.
Are there any issues facing teenage girls that you feel strongly about?
I think definitely body image and those kind of things. They tend to consume teenagers, and I think that it's just so silly. And you're looking at images about beautiful people, skinny models. You spend half your life on social media looking at amazing pictures of things, but that's actually really false. So nothing that you see on social media is real. But so what I really want to emphasize is that you need to be comfortable in your own skin, because if you aren't comfortable in your own skin, you're never going to be happy for your whole life. So, you know, those skinny girls, I tell you, I know quite a few models, I've met quite a few models, they have issues. They probably have more issues than if you're, you know, someone who has a little bit of a fat stomach, or, you know, I've got pimples or whatever. They actually have issues as well.
Yeah.
And they're constantly picked on. So, you know, I think being comfortable in your own skin is really important.
Yeah.
And just being sure of who you are. I'll help you.
Did anyone ever tell you that it wasn't possible, and how did you deal with that? Or was everyone pretty supportive?
I think when I do think of times probably when I was in my kind of late teens, when, you know, I'd say what I want to do and people would go, that's, you know, kind of silly, get a real job, or, you know, you should be, you know, you should study something that's real, you know, like that. And going back then, fashion wasn't a real industry so much, and especially in Dunedin, it was quite a small thing. That's always been a very hard industry. So I guess, you know, people probably have said, you know, why don't you, you know, do something that has a, you know, a real path. But
do you think you've made some of that path?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but, you know, don't listen to what other people say unless it's good advice. You have to filter what's good advice and what's bad advice, and if it's a gut and it's a passion, then you really need to stick to what you want to do.
Do you have a favourite quote? Or one of your own that you'd like to share?
No, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. There is an artist that her name is Eva Hess, and she, I think, actually probably phrased the "just do it," the Nike phrase, but she was a 50s artist who had a prolific career. Her career, she died quite early, and she had an 11-year career, and she was told by someone over a series of handwritten letters to stop thinking and just do. And I think that's awesome, because you can overthink your way out of every situation. So you need to stop thinking and just do it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for coming today.
That's all right. Thank you.